Welcome to What the Hell. We're doing it offshoot today. What we're doing today, we are going to talk about uh Kirk Captain Kirk going up to space, William Shatner. I was actually I watched the footage of it.
Yeah.
Did you watch the footage of him
Yeah.
after he came back and everything?
Well, yeah. I mean, he was emotional.
He had legitimately a religious experience from what
Yeah.
he was feeling. That's the only way I can actually mention it, because he was describing it's like you just don't realize, how vast space is. And I saw it, my character, I played my character and everything like that, but he started crying. I mean, that
Yeah.
was an experience. I mean, he saw it's one of those things that it is a once in a lifetime type deal, to the point to where if you get a chance, take it, because you'll never forget it. Unless we get to the
I
point
think
to where we're going to space a lot.
the going price, I think, on that Blue Origin flight is like $350,000. But it's
No, it's not.
$350,000. Well, it's $350,000 for like a 10-minute experience.
15. I think
Yeah, well, 10 or 15, yeah. But I think there was a lot of missed opportunities on this flight. And that background noise, let me turn that down just a little bit. I've got the Patriots, or not the Patriots, the Buccaneers and the Eagles game on in the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, they're currently winning 21-7. Or the Buccaneers are anyway, but there was a lot of missed opportunities, I think, especially because they had William Shatner on board. They missed the opportunity for Captain Kirk to give the command to take it out. I mean, he could have said something cool. No, engage was Picard's thing.
Okay.
Kirk was always like, let's see what's out there, or like he did at the end of Star Trek 6, the Undiscovered, or the Final Frontier, when he was like, second star on the right, straight on until morning. Or just his all-time classic space dock command when he's like, one quarter impulse power.
Oh, it's Blue Origin.
Let's take her out. Yeah. So I mean, and the fact that he didn't get to fly in his Starfleet uniform kind of pisses me off.
Well, no, they had a photo up, and they had like a mock-up of the suits and everything, because there's a lot of memes as Kirk's wearing his gold and everybody else is wearing red, and it's like, should someone tell those guys standing next to Kirk?
Yeah. Did you see the one where it says mirror universe William Shatner landed?
Yeah. That was funny as hell.
And he had that evil looking ass goatee or Fu Manchu. That shit was hilarious. But yeah, he he was like, holy hell, I mean, it's just the whole.
Yeah, it's 200,000 to 300,000. But the Virgin Galactic says it's reopening ticket sales for flights for 400,000 a pop.
Yeah, but see, okay, so Richard Branson, I think he is vastly and wildly behind the power curve here.
Well, Elon Musk, the SpaceX one, the tickets sold for a whopping 55 million each. So,
well, yeah, but you see, the thing about SpaceX, they actually go into orbit and stay for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Blue Origin and Jeff Bezos. Now, to his credit, William Shatner didn't have to pay a dime for this flight, because Jeff Bezos invited him as a guest, because Jeff Bezos is a huge Trekkie.
Yeah.
And to be completely and perfectly honest with you, if I were in Jeff Bezos's position, I would have done the same damn thing.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
would have had one of the crew members and everything. But
well,
a lot of
see,
a lot of people were
Nichelle
talking
Nichols has
about,
got Nichelle Nichols. She's suffering from Alzheimer's right now.
yeah.
She's in the middle of a legal battle over her power of attorney in her estate with her kids. And let's face it, nobody wants to talk to George Takei anymore. I mean, the guy is just so like left wing whack job. And
No, it's not that. It's
oh,
not
I
that.
know now he's all I'm feeling all kinds of feelings about
No,
my
it's
family's
not even
return.
that.
Well, I know it's not this.
No, it's not even that. It's him diddly little kids.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was actually a pretty cool guy until I found that out. I was like, he's doing what?
You know, I bet what was his partner's name? Brad. I bet
Yeah.
that was a revelation for Brad.
Oh,
But
probably not.
unless Brad was in on it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we're
it's
not
like the
pointing
whole.
fingers
It's like,
here.
yeah, it's like the whole thing with Brian Singer. That's another whack job that
Yeah.
I never really.
But out of the original cast,
Yeah, Kirk's the only one, man. And he look. I was like,
he's 90 years old.
Yes, he looks so spry,
Dude. And it's like he's out there horseback riding.
Yeah.
He does the convention circuit. Granted, he's an expensive ticket, but he does the convention circuits.
And he was in range 15.
He was in range 15. Yeah, he was in range 15. Yeah. Albeit he was only in there for about 5 minutes, but
well, most of the
most
big
of the
actors,
celebrity cameos were, yeah. But you know, I mean, for somebody like us, people like us who grew up on Star Trek, you know, I had my mom was commenting about it the other day. So I was like, he is 90 years old. And she goes, yeah, we'll put it into perspective. She goes, she started watching Star Trek when she was in the 5th grade, when it was still new on TV, the original series.
That was the same thing with my dad.
Yeah, you know, and I'm sitting there going, wow, you know, when William Shatner does eventually decide that he is done breathing, I mean, you are going to, I mean, I would almost equate William Shatner's eventual passing to, you know, to the science sci-fi world, to how the comic book world reacted when Stan Lee passed away.
Not gonna lie, I cried.
Yeah, no, dude,
I was like, he was
absolutely,
95, but
100%.
I was still cried.
Yeah. You know, like my boys cried, my 2 youngest kids, they cried, you know. And then when we went to go see Endgame and we saw his last cameo, bro,
Yeah.
that was rough, you know. And I swear to God, if Kevin Feige doesn't have Deadpool start doing the fourth wall breaks and doing Stan Lee's cameos, like that first one, Ryan Reynolds needs to walk out in the Deadpool costume going, where the fuck is Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I have a job. You know, I mean, he's got to do it. But with William Shatner, I mean, being the only, well, Walter Koenig, he's still alive, but dude's bald as a cue ball, and he never really bounced back after his son's suicide.
Yeah. That's the guy that was Chekhov.
He was
right?
Chekhov. Yeah, he was the original Chekhov.
And he played the psychic in Babylon 5.
Yeah, that's right. Walter Koenig, he had a very brief movie career outside of Star Trek. There was an older movie called Moontrap.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Where he, like, you know, sets up that emergency shelter on the moon, gets laid on the moon.
Yeah.
And then somehow or another figures out that he could fire an Uzi in a vacuum. I thought that was kind of funny. But I guess Mythbusters proved that you could actually do it.
You can still do it because it's still pressure, but it's not like you won't have a fire.
Yeah. But um but let's see here. We've lost Leonard Nimoy, so Mr. Spock is gone.
Yeah. Most of
James
the cast is
Doohan.
gone.
Yeah, James Doohan, Mr. Scott, he's gone. DeForest Kelly, who played McCoy, he's gone.
Because the Bones died right after he did a brief his first
he did
episode.
that. He did that
He did
cameo on
and
the Encounter at
Next
Farpoint.
Generation.
Yeah, the pilot
Yeah.
of the Next Generation. Yeah, that was the Encounter at Farpoint episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he was talking to Data.
Yeah, he was talking to Data. He's like, "You take care of her, and she'll take care of you." I remember that line.
Yeah.
I am such a damn nerd. Anyways,
God, and putting it in perspective as for me and everything, it's like the first encounter and everything. We didn't really divvy into like the nerd stuff and everything, but our second encounter and everything, we were talking nerd stuff, and I was like, "Oh, you're one of my kind."
you're
This
one of
is
my people.
I thought you're just a guy that, because you usually wear sports stuff and everything, so it just throws my little game off and everything, and
Then I
then it
started
was,
busting out with the Enterprise shirts, and yeah,
no, it wasn't that. It was when we were talking about Invincible, which my daughter hasn't seen yet. And she's like, "Dad, I heard about this TV show called Invincible on Amazon. Can we watch it?" I was like, "Yeah." But the first episode at the end of the thing, it would basically gut punch you. It's like, how bad is it? Oh my God, it's just glorious. It is glorious, glorious evil
yeah,
bashing. It just it throws you, that last part of the episode just throws you through for a loop.
absolutely, it does. So I, you know, but just before I get into that other subject, getting back to Shatner, yeah, we as like the sci-fi community, I mean, I really think that we need to kind of like embrace William Shatner as much as we possibly can while we still have him, you know.
Well, yeah.
And but I mean, because for whatever reason, this guy has figured out what the fountain of youth is, or where it's at, and or he's got it, he's got a well drilled
Yeah,
to it
because
in his
if you look
house.
at a person that's the same age as him, Clint Eastwood. I mean, he's still spry, but he looks like
He looks old. Of
he
course, Clint Eastwood enjoys his cigars,
yeah.
and
I'm surprised the same thing hasn't happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, he looks old, but
well, I think it was because Arnold he's pretty active in the gym still,
yeah,
and
that he switched his diet out from
yeah,
what
I
he
mean,
said.
he changed up his diet.
He's more vegetarian. He still eats meat and everything like that, but he's like, man, I wish I could still do it, but I can't. So I have to eat more responsibly. But
Yeah,
he's in that fitness stuff and everything, so it works out for him.
I mean, I would love just one time for Hollywood to pull its head out of its collective ass. Get this fourth Kelvin timeline Star Trek movie made, right?
Well, okay, it's not
Where
really
and
Hollywood type thing.
it's the actors Screen Actors Guild,
Yeah.
right? Their union rules about payroll and stuff.
Yeah, because that just switched around because Gina Guerrero was supposed to make this movie,
Mm-hmm.
with Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, and the whole group and everything. Well, they were funding a movie, and it was supposed to be in modern times and everything, but they ended up going something to do with the Screen Actors Guild. She's like, okay, well, we can't make this movie. They're like, the only reason why they can't make the movie was because of the Screen Actors Guild, the Screen Actors Union. She's like, well, I'm gonna have to rewrite another script because it was written with Screen Actors Guild writers. So they ended up making a wholly different movie, which they're filming, I think today. I gotta check the thing off that, but they're filming today. They started filming it today, and it's going to be a period piece. They scrapped that script and rewrote another script really fast, and it's a period piece, and it's Old West. I can't even remember the movie's name. Hold on. Let me take a look at the. God, I can't even look up her name. Hold on. That's so sad. It is Gina Guerrero, right?
Carcino, Carcino.
That's one I was mixing up. Oh, there we go. I mixed up her last name.
Or Cacano, yeah.
I was the guy that we were fixing up the house with. Terror on the Prairie.
Yeah.
That's the new one that's coming out in 2020, and it's an old western and everything. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I mean, I like her as an actress and everything. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid that you're drinking, where you fantasize of her and everything, but I found her attractive when she was younger. I just don't find her attractive now.
I'm going to ask you kindly just one time there to pump the brakes there, Silver Surfer. Oh, yeah. And I'm not talking about the good kind. I'm not talking about the comic book version of the Silver Surfer. I'm talking about that really shitty 20th Century Fox Fantastic Four failure of the Silver Surfer. Don't be sitting there trying to say, oh, I fantasize her. I'm not drinking the same Kool-Aid you're drinking. Yeah, don't.
Dude, you went on a dude. You could probably look at one of the episodes where you just go off on a fantasy trip about her. I mean, we literally have it recorded. I just don't know which episodes it was.
Are you sure that was me?
Oh, I was positive. I was positive because you were like, Gina Guerrero.
No.
Yeah.
No. Hey, and by all means,
no, I think it was
if
the review of
or any of our listening audience is up to it, and you feel like putting in the time, the effort,
it was the
and
Mandalorian episode, the one where we reviewed the Mandalorian finally.
I just said she was an attractive woman. There was no fantasy. There was no diatribe going on. There was no monologue.
I was looking right in your eyes, and I saw like the twinkle in your eye. And
there it is.
It was really weird. I thought it was
the exaggeration, the alliteration.
Then, yeah. But I literally thought it was towards me. And then you started talking about Gina Carrero, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Okay.
Weird. It was so weird at that point.
Sure.
Yeah, I hope Maria doesn't die off of that one.
No, she's dealing with some family issues right now. So
Oh, what
I'll
happened?
I'll get into it with you a little bit
Okay.
off camera, um but yeah, so
Well, if anything, we're
we just need to keep her in our thoughts and prayers.
yeah, yeah, we'll do
And like I
that.
said, I'll elaborate on it after when we're off camera. But um so yeah, it just seeing William Shatner actually get to go to space, seeing how it had affected him. I mean, it once in a lifetime opportunity for him. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for us as a fan base
What's
to
really
be able to
sad is
see
the
somebody.
Russians been doing this for like 20 million a pop for like and
Yeah,
since
but
the
they're
early
not doing it
2000s.
for civilians. They're not doing it for civilians. They were charging us 20-30 million dollars a pop to send our own astronauts up to the ISS. And then when SpaceX came out and we finally figured out, hey, we can do this and sustainably do it, Russia got pissed off at us because they were losing all that money.
Dude, wasn't there like a NSYNC kid that went up in space?
Uh it was Lance Bass.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
he
think he
flew with the
actually made it into
Russians.
orbit. I don't think he actually made it to orbit. He'd paid the money to do it. It was a thing at one time, but nobody actually ever went up.
What about that billionaire or whatever?
He was the only one. But Lance
Because I remember
Bass,
I remember the
there were no
exact
celebrities
details.
that ever went up. Ever. No normal run of the mill. I mean, this dude, the only guy that went up is a Russian oil tycoon billionaire. Okay.
That's a civilian.
But he was Russian. With more than
Okay,
likely a
okay,
lot
I
of
got you. I got you.
connections. Okay.
Uh,
But as far as people that you and I would recognize, no. It wasn't a sustainable business model as much as they would have liked it to be. It wasn't a sustainable business model. So but with but getting back to the whole Star Trek movie thing, right? If they were able to actually combine, get William Shatner to sign on, I mean, even if it's just like a 5-minute cameo where Kirk Prime could meet Kirk Kelvin, you know,
yeah.
that would be great. Remerge the timeline, and that way, and I hate to be this way about it, but they need to recast Anton Yelich's Chekhov. They have to. If they're going to make any more Star Trek movies with the Enterprise crew, they're going to need a Chekhov. They
It's
can't
only
write
there's
him out of the
two, isn't
universe,
there?
huh?
It
It was only Walter Koenig and Anton Yelich.
yeah.
And as
And
much as Anton Yelich nailed a young Chekhov, I mean, I hate to be cold hearted and kind of callous about it, but they recast people all the time.
yeah.
It shouldn't be an exception because Anton Yelich got crushed by his Jeep Grand Cherokee.
That was fucking bullshit.
Oh yeah, I get it, and
Of course,
I
it's
was
also the
heartbroken about
same
it.
reason why I don't want to if I won't get a vehicle with that little knob thing anymore. I mean, yeah, they probably fixed the bugs and everything, but still.
Well, at the very least, I'm not buying a house on a big fucking huge hill where I got to walk down my driveway just to get to the mailbox. No,
Dude, I
there.
saw I saw this thing on YouTube just recently. They've had it's in Bel Air. It's a $500 million house. And surprise, surprise, they can't find anybody to buy it. But it has like 7 swimming pools, 28 baths. There's a kitchen inside the master bedroom.
Mhm.
It's just enormous. And I looked at it, I was like, even if I had stupid amount of money, I still wouldn't buy this house on a whim, because I just watched the drive to get to the house, and it's basically Wichita Mountain.
Oh, Mount Scott.
Yeah, it's basically like Mount Scott. And Mount Scott, if we have any viewers that are in other countries, it's just basically a small hill where you can just drive up. They have a paved road where you can drive up it.
It's a glorified pile of rocks that
It
they
really
paved a
is.
road around.
Yeah,
Think Pikes Peak, but like on a
mini
Walmart
version.
budget. It's the great value version of Pikes Peak.
There we go. Okay, I
Yeah.
can get behind that one.
Actually, no, not even that. It's the Members Mark, which is the Sam's Club brand.
Okay.
Yeah. So
No. We can go worse.
no, because there is some exclusivity there.
No.
Oh no,
No.
wait, I've
That
got it.
brand from the dollar store.
Clover Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's a Clover Valley Pikes Peak. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the view is great on a
Oh
clear
yeah.
day. It's an
It's a
amazing
gorgeous
view,
view.
you know. But like a lot of Oklahoma, you can watch your dog run away for 2 weeks out there, you
Yeah.
know. But um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gearing up. My girlfriend and her sister are in Boston right now for the week, celebrating, her sister's birthday. But uh man, I'm going to be getting on a plane in 2 weeks, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many pictures, so many cool little stories coming out of that trip. And 98% of them are going to be PG rated. So yeah, there's that. The other 2% I'm keeping to myself. Anyway, gonna take the Fenway tour. I'm gonna do the Sam Adams brewery tour.
Okay.
We're
You know,
gonna go
the
see.
only other brewery I want to go to is Guinness,
Ooh,
because they
yeah.
have
Her
that
sister, her sister, when she went to Scotland, I think they did.
Ireland.
They went
But
into
okay.
Dublin. They went to Dublin, and they did. They did the harp tour.
Yeah, because on the floor they still have the was it 100-year lease
Mm-hmm.
on that property and everything that they bought
Yeah,
for like $1 or some shit.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, but um,
See, you don't see that anymore, because we
you
almost
really
had the
don't.
same. You They almost had that
At least
with
not in our country. We're not going to see that now. In the European stuff, I mean, where you've got that.
old timey stuff.
Yeah, I mean, where you've got the old stone architecture,
Well, we do have that one. Oh God, what is it? It's some kind of bond that it still produces money, and they still have the ledgers for it, and they have to check up on who owns it, and they still
right?
pay them like a small. It's like small minute amounts of money. I just
Right.
can't remember what it is.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
But we
But
have those little quirks that you just got. I mean, Lake Arrowhead used to be like that.
yeah, you talking about like the mineral rights?
No, you'd buy an area for like
Yeah, okay.
stupid amount of money, like $100, and you'd have like a lease for like there was a 100-year lease on Lake Arrowhead, and then the guy bought the whole property, and it ruined a lot of those leases.
Yeah, No, I know what you're talking about. Lake Kemp going out towards Seymour.
Yeah.
All these people had all these lake homes, lake cabins out there on
Hmm.
the shore, and a developer went out there and bought the leases out from under everybody without without consulting with them at all. He went to the actual owners of the property and they were like, yeah, I mean, these people have got like lake homes that have been there for like 30 something years. Some of them have been there for 50 years. They've been leasing their property from us for, ever. And some of these homes have been like multi-generational, right?
Yeah.
This subdivision developer went out there. Oh, I remember who it is. It's the same jackass that owns the Los Angeles Chargers.
Really?
Yeah, because it was the San Diego Chargers, and then he got the money together and convinced the ownership group in the NFL to let him move the team to LA. And let's see what's going on here. It is scoreless through 5 innings in the winner take all game 5 in the National League Division Series between the Giants and the Dodgers. I am praying that the Giants pull off a miracle and beat the Dodgers because I'm really sick and tired of the Dodgers. Anyways,
Dean Spanos.
Yeah, Dean Spano. He's the one who went out there and bought all that property around Lake Kemp and then terminated the leases of all of those lake homes and had a lot of them torn down.
What is he doing with that land, though?
Right now, nothing. I think he's just one of these guys that wants to own a piece of Texas, and so he just went out and bought a lake, basically.
Hmm.
And he realized that it's just so damn remote that that he's not going to be able to develop it.
Yeah, we do have some weird areas around us that, I mean, my brother-in-law only lives like probably around about, I'd say 30 minutes away, but I don't go out in that. I only go out there every like blue moon.
Yeah.
I see him around town when he comes into town and everything like that, but he likes it. And I'm like, at first I was like, I don't know how you could stand living here that far out. And then I guess it's like an age gap type deal where you just learn like, you know what, this is not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, like for example, like for me, if I had the means to do so, I would buy a piece of property like that, and I would make a lot of my utilities off the grid. I would go solar, I would drill my own well, kind of a thing, and I mean, obviously, at some point, you're going to have like like your gas brought in, like propane or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Um,
you can use propane,
yeah,
do it that way.
but you know, eh, but if I had the resources to set that kind of a thing up where I can live on my own out there, do what I wanted to do out there, and build the house the way that I wanted to, I've also got the means and the capability to drive back into town to get things like groceries, to, do this, that, and the other. I mean, I would still be able to live like I'm living in a city as far as like things to do and resources and stuff. But when I go home, I don't have to worry about some nosy ass neighbor coming over asking for a cup of sugar, and like I'd be able to go out, basically turn my backyard into a shooting range, a driving range, or a baseball field. I could do whatever the hell I wanted.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Hawaiian I think he's a real estate mogul or something like that. because you're talking about solar power, but there's a guy in Hawaii that has his own small nuclear reactor to power his house.
I would. Wow. Okay. I had not heard that, but
Yeah, there is it's
if he's got the money, hey, more power to him.
yeah, and
You know,
it's
I
in
mean,
Hawaii,
he's got to
so
be incredibly intelligent because you know that you're not going to be able to keep people on staff and pay them enough to run that.
no, no, it's kind of a. I'm trying to find the person that owns it.
Plus, you want to think about the types of red tape, regulations, and oversight that the state, because let's not forget, Hawaii is probably one of the more liberal states. We just don't hear about them a lot because they're holed off in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
All I'm getting right on Google is that fake false alarm missile thing.
Yeah, well, either
I
he's
didn't.
paying Google to keep him off of the search, or
It
it's
was
just
on. It was on YouTube. No, it was on one of those like Wrench of Famous. Uh, but they didn't say the name either, so probably. And then they didn't say the location. So.
yeah. Um, but you know it. I don't know that I would have my own nuclear reactor just because I don't want to have to maintain it. Two, whenever you do eventually have to get it refueled,
Yeah,
I
you'd be
mean,
paying
the
through
amount
the
of money
nose.
that you're going to be out just trying to dispose of the depleted uranium rods.
You just
Really?
you just chunk them in the yard.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's
That's a thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. It's a thing.
You
Maybe if we lived in the Nevada desert in the 50s. You know?
or what was it? The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, right. Yes. Because I want my kids running around with a third eye. Yeah, exactly.
No, they were
Or
incest.
one eye. And yeah, I know that they were incest. Yes, I'm aware. And
But the
they
whole
all
idea
had
was
retard strength.
they're living next to a nuclear uh bombing site, which ironically the whole reason why John Copper made that story was because there was a tale from Scotland of those actual people.
Hmm. Yeah. But um yeah, I'm it, I have been absolutely this week has felt like an incredibly long week.
I kind of feel it too. But
It
it had a lot of like spurts of really cool stuff that happened. Like like the whole Shatner going to space deal.
yeah, I mean I mean relatively speaking, it was kind of a slow news week, but I mean with Shatner going into space, uh
Southwest closing down because the pilots went on strike because of
well no,
the
because like
mandates.
you know, my girlfriend and her sister, they fly Southwest and they flew up there on Southwest this week. I'm flying on Southwest at the first of the month.
I guess there's not that many pilots that strike went on strike
Well,
though.
no, when Governor Abbott came out with his ban on mandates in the state of Texas, any businesses based in Texas or that operate in Texas cannot mandate their employees to get that vaccine.
Yeah. I
And
mean
everybody's
even
like, "Oh, well,
even
you know, President Biden did this." No, he didn't. Sleepy Joe did not sign an executive order mandating vaccines. He didn't, and he
No.
can't. And even if he were to try to put pen to paper, it would be there would be an injunction lawsuit filed before the ink even dried on the
I mean,
paper for him to
did you
sign.
see the uh God, it was just him random I think he was in I he was in Pennsylvania or Illinois.
Right.
I don't know because the video, I thought, oh, this is some kind of funny joke. Then I thought about it. And I was like, no, it's not really a joke. He was like, the president of Illinois, and I mean, literally, Fox had to cut the freaking feed. Fox had to cut the feed because he was just randomly talking. It was just gibberish. It literally was gibberish.
And just so that you know, it's pronounced Illinois. The S is silent.
Really?
Yeah. How do you not know this?
Because I'm dyslexic and retard.
Moving on. But yeah, dude, it's and my son commented on it on that today. He was like, I have like really missed you this week. And he's like, it's been like a long week. Like he said that in the car on the way back to the house tonight. And I was like, you know what, dude? Yeah, it has been. It has been a long week.
I guess it's because of the rain. Because
I,
all
you
that
know, I'm
movie,
just, I'm willing to chalk it up as that. But by God, I am ready for fall to quit screwing around and actually like stay.
well, it's gonna have it's like half and half. Because in the mornings it's supposed to be like in the 40s, but once you get in the afternoon, it's gonna be like 76.
See, I'm tired of that crap. Wake up in the morning, put a hoodie on, go to work, and then like 3 hours later, you're peeling out of that thing because you're sweating.
Hell, I was wearing one of my comfortable shirts up at work today, and I was literally uh just sweating going back and forth. But I guess we can call that a day on the episode on what the hell.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching, everybody. I'm David
Hey,
Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
All right, take it easy.
Y'all be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. And, you know, the closer that we get to the holidays, the more that we start to see the uglier side of humanity start to rear its head. And it's kind of a sad narrative as to where we are, not only as a country, but as a society. So, you know, with that in mind, do yourself a favor and just be kind to people. That's the only thing. Be kind, be aware. I'm not saying, you know, cater to somebody else's need 24 hours a day, but just be aware that not everybody is going to have the same kind of great day that you're going to have. So, you know, going forward, hey, I don't know where I was going with that, except like I just felt like I needed to say that we need to start maybe being kinder to each other and yeah, you know, well, we can be offensive with each other and that's fine. It's whatever. I mean, but at the same time, we need to, what's the word I'm looking for? Civil. We need to be civil with each other.
Yeah, I haven't really seen that much of it here lately. I mean, hey, this wanting to stop the episode, and then we end up doing another track. It's like what's happening in Burke right now. Burke
Yeah,
Burnett,
with all the
Texas.
power outages.
Well, the power outages. I went to go pick up like a tape measure because someone took mine, and people were buying like generators, which I'm surprised they didn't buy it when our uh, blizzard apocalypse happened. But
Yeah.
yeah, but you also see like the people helping each other out and everything like that, which
See, with
it's
smaller
sad that it
communities
takes
like Burke Burnett, with as much of a meth town as Burnett is,
Yeah.
it is a smaller community. And, you do see that. And we lose a lot of that in the bigger cities, in the bigger areas. And,
Well, what
and,
gets
and I
me
hate to
is
say it,
it
it's
takes a
embarrassing to say
disaster.
it. Yeah,
It takes a
it's embarrassing.
disaster
Yeah,
to
exactly. It's
for
embarrassing to
people to
say
get off.
as a resident of Wichita Falls, we don't see that here. And we're only a town of 105,000 people,
Yeah.
and I mean, you can't be nice to somebody without being accused of having an ulterior motive. Like, what's your angle here? It's like, there's no angle here. I'm trying to be a better human being
Yeah.
without, I mean, because when you do something out of the kindness of your heart, that's called actually being charitable. That's being selfless. That's being kind-hearted towards your fellow man. But when somebody has to come in and say, you are mandated to do this, well, now you're just taxing me, you know? But anyways, we're gonna get off on this huge rant. We tried to wrap this episode up like 5-10 minutes ago. So
Yeah. So I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
Thank you for watching.